Another day, another review by me, Morgan Freeman. Shine bright like a diamond.
Holy son of a gun, that's a big one.
What up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of G Outdoors. Today we're going to be going over my latest purchase, which is also probably my favorite purchase of early 2019, and it's the Sony Handycam AX53. It shoots in 4K, which is definitely an upgrade from the camera that's filming me right now, which is the Canon HFR30. If you're thinking about starting to self-film your hunts, or if you just want to film outdoors in general, I'm going to show you guys why I love using this camera. Alright guys, so this is the box it came in. Upon opening it, you're going to see there's a bunch of reading material, some boring manuals. Just kidding. If you like to read, have at it. Comes with the charger that goes directly into the camera, which goes just over here. Goes right in there, so you can plug it directly to the wall and it'll charge the battery. It'll come with the HDMI cable for the TV. Alright guys, now to the fun part, actually checking out the camera itself. As you can see right off the bat, it's not that bulky. It's actually pretty compact. And that's actually one of the reasons why I got this instead of one of those big bulky hunting cameras. It's honestly just a lot more convenient for when you decide to self-film your hunts. Instead of having to lug that big thing around with all your hunting gear, your backpack, your weapon, it's going to make a world of a difference. So now let's go by turning it on. All you have to do is literally open it up. And it'll start. If we check out the side over here, you could actually see the little port to put your SD card in. I like how it has that little cover, just so if you're filming in the rain and stuff, at least you know your SD will be a bit more protected. Close that bad boy up. You have night mode, night shot. It's actually for, we're actually going to do a test afterwards. That's going to be pretty cool. For when it's pitch dark, you actually have that, neon green, glow in the dark type thing where you're going to look for Bigfoot. You have your power button. You got your HDMI port. Can't talk today. HDMI port, so you can plug it directly into the TV. If we go around here, the top part, you actually have your zoom button, and then you have your photo. And for the zoom itself, it actually has a 20x optical zoom, a 30x clear image zoom for 4K, a 40x for HD, or an overall digital zoom of 250x. We're going to go test that out outside after, but the 250x is going to be huge, especially for hunting conditions. You never can guarantee where the animal is going to pop out of or how far away it'll be. With the 250x, it's going to be a game changer. And right above it, it actually looks pretty sleek, but there's actually a top compartment. You open it up, and you have your hot shoe mount that I got on Amazon, and you could put an additional microphone here. I got the Rode mic on Amazon as well, with the Dead Cat for wind. So you just pretty much slip it right in. Get it? There you go. Slips right in. The cord plugs actually onto the opposite side, the little red compartment right here. Put that in, and now you're good to go. This is actually going to be huge for when you're outdoors and it's super windy. It's nothing worse than having a perfect video and you go check back and all you hear is it's got to be one of the most frustrating things. So that's why I got this. My camera here that's filming right now doesn't have that option. So this is definitely another game changer, another reason why I went with the Sony AX53. It's going to be great for shed hunting, early spring, fishing videos by the shore. It always seems to be windy, so it's going to be good. So there's that. And if we had looked on the opposite side, we actually have the power button, the record button, sorry. And then to charge your camera itself with the wire, as I showed before, it's right there. This is actually an additional viewfinder. So if you close this, if you want to turn it on and look into this, all you have to do is push it out. You heard it turn on, and then you could actually look through here, and you could record and look through here instead of having to open up the side viewfinder. Close that back up, and it closes. Perfect. And probably my favorite feature right now on this camera is, if you see over here, focus, it's got a manual button. So what happens is, when you turn it on, all you have to do is click the manual button, hold it down, and then a bunch is going to pop up. I don't know if it's going to focus, but you have zoom, focus, exposure, iris, shutter speed. What I really like to use this for is exposure. So if you click on that, now you're able to actually, if you flip it over, you're able to actually turn with the lens itself your exposure. So those, like that, you can actually see it's getting darker. That's just by me turning it right now. Now it's black. If I turn it the opposite way, it gets lighter. For this camera, I actually have it set to autofocus. So once I'm under the exposure setting, I'm not worried about the focus. It'll automatically focus, unlike this camera that's filming me right now. But this is probably my favorite feature, because if you've ever been out hunting and filming as well, you'll know that the last hour is probably always the magical hour, and the last thing you want is to have that animal come into range and your camera doesn't pick it up. So all you have to do is just turn it when it gets darker, or if you want to focus on just your focus, you click the button again, you go into focus. You can actually zoom it in too by turning the lens. That's pretty cool, but we have the top button, so that's what I don't really use it for. Then we got, let's go to focus, press the manual button, and then you'll autofocus. Now what happens is, if you notice, it just zoomed in. When you fix the focus, it'll automatically zoom in to help you out a bit more to see what you're looking at. Then you turn it till you're focused, and then it'll go back. So that's a pretty cool feature. That's actually one of my favorite things. Another thing, I don't know if we're gonna be able to see it here. If you change it, go back to exposure. I have a zebra mode on this camera. So what happens is, if there's ever too much brightness or too much glare, you'll actually see black and white lines. Kinda, can you see that? There you go. You can see the black and white lines. So it shows you when you're over bright or if there's too much glare. At first, I'll be honest, it was a bit distracting, but once you get the hang of it, I actually live off of that, especially if on sunny days when you can't really see what's inside the viewfinder as well. Those lines are definitely going to help you out when you're out there. Another thing this camera has too is the auto stabilization inside. So if I were to turn the camera, I don't think you can really see it, but inside it's got its own stabilization, and it'll kind of counteract with whichever way you're going, and it'll go the opposite way, and it'll keep it a lot more steady for a better shot. For the batteries, I had actually picked up a couple of new batteries on Amazon just because they last a lot longer, and with our Canadian cold weather, you definitely need durability. So if you see, I'll put that down. This is the battery it had come with. It's not too bulky. This one is definitely bulkier, but it's not terrible, and it'll last you 5-10 times longer. So it's definitely something to be mindful of. Another thing also forgot to mention is the screen also is touchscreen, which is huge. If we go into the menu button, as you can see, you can choose from your shooting mode, the camera, the image quality. I leave it at 4K, and then when I export the videos, I just leave it 1080p. You could actually get Wi-Fi for wireless. You have your edit copy, your setup, your playback functions. That's something you could just take a day worth and just go through each thing, see what you like, what you prefer. Alright guys, so now we're gonna go test this bad boy. So now we're going to test out the night mode on the Sony AX53. As you can see in this room, it is pitch black, but if you click on the night mode, boom, it is not so night anymore. Let's get a little selfie action going here. Turn it around. Hello. But this is actually a pretty cool feature for, you're just walking in the woods early morning, right before the hunt starts or right after the hunt. If you want to give an intro and outro, it'll actually be a good change of pace, a different thing, add to your video. It's actually pretty cool. Looks like the Finding Bigfoot scenes, and I think I just found him right there. But no, that's the night mode, guys. It's pretty cool. I'm definitely going to try to use it on my upcoming hunts for sure. Walking in, doing a little intros, or when you get to the spot, you get set up, wait for the light to come up. It's definitely pretty cool. Alright, so now we're going to check out the zoom on this camera. So right now we're at the lowest setting, the lowest zoom, and we're going to slowly go into it just to show you how far it'll go. And obviously it shakes now when it's at the biggest setting. So that's why a tripod will definitely come in handy to help with the stabilization and the movement. But yeah, it's actually a lot better than I thought for a camcorder as well. Zoom out. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It definitely impressed me with this. Can't wait to try it out in the woods. Get some, further distant animals. And now we're just going to wait right before dark, and we'll show how it works in low light conditions with the exposure. Well, I was just putting on my boots, getting ready to go outside to show you guys the exposure aspect of this camera, and this beautiful Cardinal just decided to say hello. So I'm just going to film him before I open the door, because the second I open the door, he's going to take off for sure. Oh, hello. Hi. Hey. Just here for some seeds. Nature. Alright guys, so it's time to do the exposure right now. It's actually pretty windy out here. Obviously I chose the day where it's -20 to do this, but we're gonna actually see how the Rode mic fares up in the wind right now. It's actually pretty windy, some big gusts. So this is how it is right now, low light conditions. And if you just turn the exposure, you'll actually see it getting brighter, which would be huge for those low light hunting conditions. And it'll probably give you an extra, I would say 20-30 minutes honestly of hunting time, which is huge for filming. We'll actually do a little test on that bird feeder that you just saw, the Cardinal. I have to fix the focus. Alright, so the focus is back. We're on the bird feeder, and now you see if you just play by turning the lens just a bit, it goes from dark to bright. I'll actually go from the darkest right now, like that, all the way to the brightest. And that's as bright as she goes. So I'm very impressed with this exposure. Can't wait to give it a try during the hunting season, see how it fares. So anyways guys, thanks for watching the review for the Sony AX53. Everything you see here, from the camera to the batteries, the Rode mic, the hot shoe mount, and the dead cat, I'm going to post all the links down below if you guys want to check them out. I hope the review helped you guys in deciding a camera. If you have any questions, feel free to post them down below and we'll try to answer them as quick as possible. If you guys want to see other tip videos or fishing, outdoor hunting videos, cooking videos, how-tos, check out our channel. I'll post a link down below, or you can just hit the subscribe button in the bottom corner. Anyways guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.